I generate high-quality real estate leads every day by using these strategies. And if you watch this video, you'll learn exactly how I do it, so you can do it too. There are leads everywhere on the MLS or multiple listing service. You just need to look hard for it. More specifically, we have keywords that we look for in a listing description and private remarks to make it easy to find those ones we like to buy and make money on. We then evaluate them based on our criteria. I would say that we underwrite or comp 2+ properties a day. But once you get a lead, you have to act fast on it because there are multiple eyes on those. If numbers work out for you and your current pipeline will need more deals, you become more competitive in your offer. We just picked up 2 deals last week following what I just said. And we just finished a flip a week ago. There's nothing in our pipeline, so we decided to go competitive and make our turn straightforward. We got those 2 contracts. We were able to keep rolling our investors' money and keep contractors busy. So we know what techniques work for me, but let's talk about how I sorted through and engaged potential clients, aka leads, during this period. Some leads just don't work because they're just priced way too high. It takes some time for the sellers to get off their high horse. Their agent will do that work of persuasive negotiation for us, so that's good. Oftentimes, there's just not enough motivation. It's okay for us, but not so okay for sellers whose true intention is to get the highest price instead of just getting the house sold. I do feel that there should be a fine balance. Who doesn't want to get their house sold fast and at the highest price? Pricing is extremely important. That's why I rather price my flips competitively and get multiple offers than price them at the high end of the range and compete with myself. There were also a few methods that I used that I don't see many other home buyers are using. One of the contracts that we won uses this technique called the escalation clause. I learned this from an agent who was helping me bid on a home in Vegas during the house buying frenzy that occurred due to the pandemic. The escalation clause works like this. You establish the highest price you would like to pay for a home, and you start your bid from the home's listing price. You would then add $1,000 each time when there is an offer higher than yours currently. You're guaranteed you're the highest bidder for the home up to the highest price that you want to pay for the home. If it gets to the cap, it's okay. You got the home. If it doesn't and you come out as a winner, you save yourself some money. It's a safe strategy that also makes you competitive at the same time. By the way, if you'd like to hear more about the unique and unconventional methods that we use to win contracts, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. So those are the first steps, but you might want to know if they're actually practical. Now, I can't promise that everything is going to work perfectly for you, but what I can say is that I have been using these strategies since my real estate career started back in 2010. I've been doing real estate since then, and I bought my first apartment building in the most competitive market, Los Angeles, while I was still in grad school. I have done hundreds of flips. I've owned lots of short-term rentals and long-term rentals. I've raised money for multifamily syndication, and I run a successful local real estate meetup for beginner real estate investors. It's safe to say I know a thing or two, and I continue to sharpen my tools to make sure that they stay up to date. With this in mind, I want to go a little bit deeper on what advice I would give to other people in the real estate industry to generate better leads. Lead generation is the lifeline of the business. It goes with marketing hand in hand. No lead, no deals, no money. I would say if anything, it's a revenue generating activity that should be placed at top priority. I will focus my attention fully on this, whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned investor. When I say focus, that means you should spend most of your time daily on it, whether it's marketing, talking to people, networking with realtors or wholesalers, etc. That also means being consistent with it. You should not let a day go by without contacting people. That can mean potential service, which translates to value. That consistency should be there as people are in different stages of their life. You should follow up with them from time to time so that they're moving along in the pipeline. You gotta understand real estate is a long-term nurturing business. No one is going to make a decision on selling his house and get it sold overnight. If you can nurture your lead along the way, you're bound to turn it into a deal. If you can do that consistently, you're guaranteed to consistently get deals each month. I've also found the success that I have by taking advantage of specific tools, platforms, and technologies to make the systems and processes in my business as efficient as possible. I believe that your CRM or your customer relation management system has an important role in your success in this business. Our CRM has the capability of following up with leads on autopilot. This takes away the time spent on leads that are on the cold side and helps us focus our time on leads that are ready to convert. Our CRM also integrates with our communication system so that we can see how many times we have talked to the person. Even if you don't have a feature-rich CRM like ours, you should still make sure that each lead has a task associated with it in the future, and you have a way to remind yourself to complete your task. That way, no lead falls through the crack, or they're like money going down the drain or flying away. Now, the more tactical information is certainly important, but a big part of generating leads in any industry comes back to your network and your relationships with other people. The last deal that we did was from a networking event we hold monthly. If we didn't host an event like this, we wouldn't have let people know who we are and what we do. Yes, the event is free and full of lots of knowledge. They enable the attendees to go on and talk to homeowners and become our bird dogs for deals. We do pay our bird dogs well. There are not many opportunities out there where you get paid to learn. By the way, if you want to find out more about our monthly meetup, please comment down below and I can send you more details. So it's great that we've laid the groundwork, but let's progress to some unexpected hurdles I encounter and how I overcome them. You gotta understand real estate is a people business. You can't generate a sale without talking to people. However, there are people who are not ready to sell. When you do talk to them, they may not be in a mood to talk to you. It's not something that you did that upset them. Let them be. Give them the space. They can tell you to f off, cuss at you, speak to you rudely, or just hang up. You have to prepare your mental attitude for it. It's a job like any other. It's a different kind of challenge. You have to be ready to accept rejections. Think that it's those rejections that are preparing and building you for a big fat paycheck at the end. There are lots of YouTubers that flash their $20, $30, $40, $50,000 check from closing a deal without telling you the challenges behind the scene. Maybe it's because they do not have any, because they're fake, and they just want you to give them money for a course that costs you more than a down payment for a house. So don't let the success you see online discourage or mislead you. It's a mentally challenging job, but it's all worth it in the end. Okay, so great. We've got some good leads and we've overcome some of the common hurdles. But getting leads isn't a one and done deal. You also have to continue getting leads every single day. I always like to give this analogy of priming the pump. Do you expect that water will come out when you prime the pump once? Do you expect that water will come out after you prime the pump 20 times and you stop? No, you gotta keep on priming so that water comes out continuously from a certain point. This goes with lead generation. You gotta continue to do the day-to-day money generating activities so that leads are happening every day. Without leads, there are no deals. So how do you maintain a consistent flow of leads over time? Be consistent in your lead generation activities. There's no secret formula to it. As a matter of fact, life principles are simple, and we oftentimes make it so complicated. I would just say keep it simple and stupid. This has always worked in nature. Why shouldn't it work here? Alright, so we covered the hard part, which is actually getting the leads. And now we need to convert them into actual clients. I can't speak for how everyone should do it because each business is a little different. But what I can do is to tell you now how I convert leads to sales. There are 4 pillars of qualifying a lead for sale. They are timeline, motivation, price, and condition of the home. Let me give you a few scenarios and you can tell me if they're qualified leads or not. If a lead tells you, I'm thinking about selling my house 1 year down the road, is that a qualified lead? No, I don't have a year to wait for you to sell your house and get a house that long. If a lead tells you, I must sell my house now because my health condition is declining and I need the proceeds from the sale of the house to pay for my health care, is that a good lead? Yes, there's motivation to sell now, and I will continue to listen. And I will continue to nurture and make it so that the lead gets converted into a deal. By the way, if you're someone who is trying to grow their real estate business and you want to keep on learning more about different ways to do so, then make sure you subscribe down below. Now, if you're a reasonable person, you're probably wondering how reliable some random guy on the internet could be. And to that I say, fair enough, and I applaud you for your critical thinking. So to help make that little jump in trust easier for you, I'm going to tell you a story about something that I did, and I want you just to think it through logically. Right now, I have a house that will be on the market next week. This house was brought to us by a wholesaler. House needs $70,000 worth of repair, including foundation, plumbing, electrical, windows, flooring, landscaping, and fencing. We got it for $210,000 and we paid the wholesaler $35,000 for bringing the deal to us. The after repair value is $425,000. After paying the repair, the holding costs, realtor commissions, and title and escrow fees, we should clear about $100,000 net over a period of 5 months. Now remember, this is the value of networking, which is what I was talking about before. How many of you would not mind making that money every 5 to 6 months? That's $200,000 annual salary just by talking to people. Now, as great of a success story as that is, it's still important to take a look at what I could have done differently and learn from any mistakes I made, no matter how small. There are a lot of mistakes I've learned, and I would say this about mistakes is that don't be afraid of making them. I've made mistakes where I removed all contingencies, including inspection contingency, that came back to bite me in the butt. If you want to do that, make sure you see the property with your own eyes. Don't make blind offers and hope something will stick. If it does, and you'll have to perform, and you're going to be in a bind. Not getting an inspection is okay, but make sure you have seen the property you're buying so you know what you get yourself into. You come into a problematic house expecting all the possible problems that can happen with the house. After you have done so many flips, you have a pretty good idea there's going to be dry rot behind the wall, or things that you must do, window replacement, etc. You will have an idea of your renovation budget, and you can bake that somewhat precise amount into your offer so you come out unscathed and you're still fine. So I would say that the key takeaways or lessons I've learned is to tag yourself with someone who's done it. Be humble to be taken under their wings. Heck, you might as well just work for them for free, so you know their processes and systems. This is going to cut your learning curve a lot and save you a lot of time and money. If you can run with what you've learned from your mentors, you're going to be way ahead of people who are starting out and who have no idea where to go, and they're just throwing spaghetti on the wall, hoping something will stick. I would also say to tag yourself to someone who has utmost integrity. Your reputation goes a long way. If you can be a man of integrity, you will guarantee to come out more than fine at the end. You will be richly rewarded for it. Lastly, I want to tell you what I would do if I was in the beginning of my real estate journey and was in desperate need of potential clients. If I just started out in real estate and needed to get leads quickly, I would start door knocking on distressed homes and call these distressed homeowners. You know those Mormons that will go door to door to make a sale by telling people about their religion? They're tenacious and they do convert. It's a law of numbers. If you do it more and do it for long enough, you're bound to get leads and close deals. It's simply a law of life. So work it consistently. Keep going. You got this. I believe in you. Now you're equipped with this knowledge. Turn it into action. Don't wait on everything to be perfect and fall into your lap. Make it happen. And if you're somebody who takes action on their goals and finds ways to make things happen, then subscribe so you can learn more about real estate and how you can use it to change your life. Peace out.